Hello, we are Mona Shao, Patrick Snyder, Kristen Trapiccio, and Dimitar Dimitrov. Today we will be talking about Kaiser pharmacy benefits management and how Kaiser is primed to vertically integrate its PBM services through value-based contracting. One of the many problems facing healthcare institutions in the next few years is the rising share of drug costs as a part of overall healthcare expenditures. Expensive specialty and gene-based products are becoming more common in the marketplace, and we'll test our system's ability to manage these therapeutic costs. One tool that can hedge the risk of these expensive therapies is pharmacy value-based contracts, or VBCs, which are new emerging contracts between healthcare payers, or PBMs, and drug manufacturers. These contracts may operate in several different ways, but most commonly, manufacturers will pay an additional rebate on their therapies if a certain proportion of the plan's patient population does not reach the expected clinical outcome, such as lowering the risk of heart attacks. Although a few exist, VBCs have been nearly impossible to scale and widely adopt due to the necessary technological and data capabilities to track patient outcomes. Our proposal today is that Kaiser develop its own PBM with a strategy aimed at leveraging the buying power of other integrated health networks to become the industry leader in facilitating large-scale pharmacy VBCs. Kaiser is uniquely positioned to take on this operational challenge due to our integrated health network system that allows easy access and data standardization of patient medical records, our existing in-house PBM-like activities including contracting and formulary management, extensive experience in health IT innovation, and our large patient population that can allow for VBC negotiation. As mentioned in our executive summary, drugs billed under the medical and pharmacy benefit are starting to take a greater share of overall healthcare expenditures. In 2015, 70% of overall Medicare expenditures were on drugs, and this number is projected to rise. And this figure, from research at the Kaiser Family Foundation, overall drug costs in the U.S. are projected to be nearly $600 billion by 2025. Thus, it is becoming increasingly important to create strategies aimed at ensuring appropriate medication utilization and increasing Kaiser's negotiating power to leverage the best drug prices from manufacturers. Specialty medications, including biologics, such as Humira or Remicade, are beginning to account for a greater population of drug spending. Although 1 to 2% of patients are on specialty medication, in 2015 these medications accounted for 37% of drug spend. According to a 2014 report on specialty drugs by United Health Group, this percentage is expected to reach 50% by 2020, with specialty drugs alone projected to account for 9.1% of national health expenditures. While specialty drugs continue to claim a large stake in the drug market, gene therapies are a newly planted seed that is anticipated to boom in the coming years. Gene therapies are complex treatments that may become curative for certain diseases. For example, a new gene therapy by BioMarin is in the development and recently showed positive results for stopping the recurrent bleeding episodes associated with hemophilia. According to research by Express Scripts, there are over 1,500 gene therapies in the R&D pipeline. Current gene therapies on the market in the EU have steep price tags ranging from $665,000 to $1.4 million. With this market estimated to expand at a CAGR of 40.8% over the next 5 years, we can anticipate that medical costs in this area will grow. Value-based contracts are an attractive option to increase manufacturers' skin in the game for the products that they produce and allow payers to lower their drug spending on medications that do not work. Benefits of moving towards more VBCs in our system include limiting reimbursement for therapies that are not effective for our patients, providing an alternative option to restricted formularies that limit provider and patient options, incentivizing drug manufacturers to innovate in a way that drives clinical outcomes that benefits our bottom line by reducing healthcare utilization, and reducing uncertainty regarding the clinical value of drugs. Challenges to wide-scale adoption of VBCs include testable outcomes that have traditionally been limited to outcomes that are analyzed via medical or pharmacy claims data, i.e. hospitalization or use of an alternative drug in the same condition implying that the previous drug did not work, accessibility to EMR data, firewalls, and concerns about data sharing, operational difficulty and capital and labor needed to track outcomes reliably. We believe that Kaiser is uniquely positioned to overcome these challenges. In order to get ahead on the projected increases in medical spend on drugs, including specialty medications and gene therapies, we propose that Kaiser Permanente position itself in the market to be a PBM tailored to the needs of integrated health delivery networks and become the industry leader in value-based contract design. Currently, we at Kaiser negotiate our own drug contracts on behalf of the 11.7 million lives that we represent and provide our own formulary management services. However, we contract out our claims adjudication services to PBMs such as MedImpact. The first step of our proposal will be to include acquiring in-house claims adjudication capabilities so that we are able to operate all PBM services independently and will be ready for scale. We then would like to pilot and operationalize value-based contracts for medications such as new CAR T therapies or brand name diabetes drugs, i.e. Zoltafi, Soliqui, and Trulicity. Once we have piloted and can perform value-based contracts in a cost-effective manner, we propose scaling our PBM services to other integrated health delivery network partners to be industry leaders in VBC design and execution. This increased scale will increase bargaining power with drug manufacturers and allow the greater rebates and cost savings to our plan and our partner plans. The largest PBMs on the market, such as Express Scripts, Optum, and Caremark, have much larger negotiating power as they represent nearly 100 million lives each. Drug retailers in particular feel the prospect of the Amazon entering their business. The e-commerce titan was recently reported to have sought regulatory approval to distribute pharmaceutical products in a dozen or so states. That news, which broke in October, prompted sharp falls in the shares of several firms in the pharmaceutical supply chain. As far as our ability to scale, Kaiser has robust infrastructure and is able to integrate and scale their current PBM services. First, as mentioned before, Kaiser contracts with third-party MedImpact healthcare systems for all its claims adjudication. By bringing adjudication in-house via real-time platforms like McKesson's Pro PBM, Kaiser can attain its fully integrated PBM. This could potentially realize cost savings through internal auditing of claims as well as complete pass-through of all rebates through the system. To note, audits have a return of 6 to 10 times the price of the actual audit cost. Second, we'd like to scale the fully integrated PBM by optimizing its structure and spread it throughout the healthcare system. We can begin to leverage the size of Kaiser's system to negotiate value-based contracts for novel gene therapies, new cancer drugs, and frequently used chronic disease management drugs. Given Kaiser's integrated EMR across the country, unlike traditional PBMs, Kaiser has a unique ability to monitor non-claims-based outcomes such as A1C in diabetes. Finally, we'd like to expand the PBM services to capture the growing market of PBM services. We would compete directly with CVS Caremark, Express Scripts, and the like. Kaiser is uniquely positioned to do this due to its operational efficiencies, including IT and existing PBM functions. Kaiser currently has Epic, the largest non-governmental medical record in the world, and is consistently awarded as one of the best integrated healthcare systems with EMR. It has excellent health IT compliance. Furthermore, Kaiser already performs many PBM activities internally, such as formulary management, drug contracting, and utilization management and prior authorization for clinical reviews. So the ability to further build upon and expand the PBM would not be difficult for Kaiser. We also have a strategy to include rebate retention and outcome-based selection. We want to increase profits by retaining a greater portion of rebates, also through more targeted drug discount negotiations. We would decrease Kaiser drug costs and guarantee rebates for medication therapies with poor outcomes, and we'd be able to fully capitalize on this given that everything in the PBM would pass through our healthcare system. There are some risks in mitigation, namely competitor data sharing concerns, though we hope to mitigate this through our great IT compliance. There's also complex data compliance regulations, but we feel like we're uniquely positioned to overcome this challenge. In conclusion, drug prices, including novel gene treatments, continue to rise drastically. The industry currently demands solutions to rein in costs, not only for insurance companies, but for the healthcare system at large. We believe that Kaiser is in a prime position to utilize and expand upon its existing PBM services to increase profits and drive new value-based contracts, not only for its own insurance company, but as a model to capture market share in the growing PBM space. Thank you.